Alright, y'all, so last video of the day. Who won E3? Now, obviously, this is based on my opinion, which is based on my criteria or requirements on how I judge how good a conference was. And there are many different, there are a few different factors in that, but the most important thing is exclusive content. How much exclusive content is shown. Obviously, gameplay is better than CGI and stuff, and obviously how much the game interests me personally, and how much I like the game and how much it appealed to me, obviously weighs in. So that's all of the things and everything like that. Pacing, just how well the conference overall. When I do factor in even third-party games, all that. But all that comes last. But point is, in my opinion, the winner of E3 2014 was Microsoft. And this is probably the first time in recent memory I felt like Microsoft won an E3. I can't remember the last time I felt that way. Now, why do I think Microsoft won E3? I don't gotta explain nothing to y'all. Joking. But alright, let's look at the three conferences, right? And obviously this is between the big three. So let's start with PlayStation. Now, PlayStation, first of all, their pacing was extremely bad. It was really bad pacing. It was so dead in the middle. They started off good. In the middle, just decline. Terrible, boring. Pretty much as far as exclusive content, we had The Order, Little Big Planet 3, Project Beast, which was Bloodborne, and Uncharted 4, Thieves' End. Right? But there wasn't enough exclusive content. See, the thing with PlayStation, right? PlayStation 4 has the most overall, like when you consider all games, all game types, they have the most. Indie, when you consider indie, free to play, and retail AAA games, Sony, and PlayStation 4 clearly has the most available to you right now. Microsoft, pretty much, I would say Sony and Microsoft are very in similar numbers in terms of like retail AAA games. Indie games, it's not even like a competition. We know PlayStation 4 has more indie games. Free to play games, Sony easily has more free to play games. They're bringing a lot more. But I feel like at these conferences, what matters most is the big blockbusters. Let's be serious. Ain't nobody watching E3 to see a whole bunch of indie games. Ain't nobody watching E3 to see a whole bunch of free-to-play games for the most part. Let's be honest. Let's not try to be politically correct here. There's nothing wrong with indie games. I like indie games. Nothing wrong with free-to-play games. But it's like a car show. You don't bring, you may have multiple cars. At a car show, you don't bring the minivan that you drive your kids to school in. You bring the muscle cars, you bring those to show off you want to show off the best you got, the luxury, the muscle cars, those type of things. You don't bring the minivan, you don't do that. No, we don't want to see that. We want to see the blockbuster hits. And not that Sony didn't show any. I mean, like I said, they showed what I named, but it wasn't enough. Like Microsoft had, Crackdown. Yes, it was. I know Uncharted wasn't necessarily CGI. I made a mistake in saying that. It wasn't CGI. It was in-game, recorded from in-game footage. But what I meant to say, it wasn't actually gameplay itself, right? So Microsoft, of course, there was Crackdown. Of course, the Halo Master Chief Collection. Yeah, it's a remake. So what? And Sony had The Last of Us. You can throw that in there. Of course, it's a remake. Microsoft, like I said, they had Crackdown, Halo Master Chief Collection, along with the Halo. We know Halo 5 is coming. Forza Horizon 5, Sunset Overdrive, Fable Legends, Scalebound. Project Dark, and they got extra points from me because of how well their pacing was in the whole conference. There was no dead points, just where everything just declined, and it was Snoresville. Sony had them Snoreville moments where you're like, okay, can we move on now? This is getting lame, right? So it's like, at least they use those third-party games to fill what could have been extremely boring, dull moments. Sony had them extremely dull, boring moments, and you know, like I said, they just, to me, they didn't really have enough this year. If they would have announced, like, or shown at least 2 more games that were like hits or something, then I could have said they were close. Like, they were head and head with Microsoft. Like a God of War teaser, or if they would have been able to show like finally a Last Guardian teaser or something after we learned that it wasn't canceled, or I know it's probably too early, or Guerrilla Games' new IP, or from some other studio. You know, if they were able to show at least 2 of those things, then it would have been better for them. But it just wasn't enough for me. Microsoft showed good amount of, you know, gameplay to me. You know, I admit some of the stuff, like, I wasn't interested in, like Fable Legends. I don't give a damn about no Fable Legends, but they showed some gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was there. It was there for me. The whole conference was pretty good. Sony just lacked. As far as Nintendo goes, I would put Nintendo in second place. I'm putting Sony in last place. I'm being honest with you. Sony is last place, and Sony is, I can't remember a time where Sony has been last place. Sony has been second place a couple times to me in E3, but last place, I can't remember. It's happened before, but it was years back. And you know, Nintendo comes in second place to me because they brought, in my opinion, there was a lot of games that I wasn't interested. Like, I don't give a damn about no Yoshi Woolly World, or no Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, or no Bayonetta, Kirby the Rainbow Curse. But there was Xenoblade Chronicles, there was Splatoon, there was you know, Legend of Zelda, there was Smash Brothers, you know, and they just came with it, in my opinion, more than Sony. There's people, like I read, what was it, on VG 24/7, that there was somebody that wrote an article saying Sony clearly won, or Sony dominated. I'm like, did we watch the same conference? Did we watch the same conference? Because I must have missed some. You know, like, there's people that were saying, I mean, there's gonna be people in the comment section in this video saying that Sony won. You know, I guess it's all subjective. It's based on opinion, and you know, some people already hit the dislike button and they clicked off the video already, I'm sure, after I said that Microsoft won. But you know, I don't know what people were watching to think that Sony clearly won. Like, if it's your opinion that Sony won, all right, that's your opinion. But to say that they won by a landslide, I'm like, come on now, really? They won by a landslide? You just gonna lie to yourself like that? Whatever help you sleep at night, I guess. But overall, E3 in general wasn't that. This E3 in general wasn't that good. But I think E3 next year's E3 is going to be much better. 2015 as a whole for gaming is going to be amazing. I'm actually trying to go to E3 next year. Definitely, I'm trying to go to E3 next year. If I would have went to E3 this year, I would have been actually kind of pissed. I would have felt like it was a waste of time, in my opinion. Like, really, this is what I came here for? I would have been pissed. So next year, I am trying to, you know, work on going to, you know, a bunch of different expos, you know, PAX, like I said, E3, and you know, a couple others. I'm working on it. I'm gonna see what I can do. But yeah, in my opinion, 2014 goes to you know, Microsoft, and not by much. It's like they edged it. You know, it was close. Nobody blew anybody out. E3 was not, you know, amazing by any means from all this year. Not at all. But let me know what y'all think. I'm out of here. Peace.